You know, part of me wants to make fun of these people. I even went and got a bottle of acetaminophen. Acetaminophen, is that how you pronounce that? Tylenol. I was going to do a whole skit where I take some and become touched by the Tism more than I already am. But it really just makes me, I don't know if sad is the right word this time. I just can't believe that we live amongst these people, if I'm being quite honest with you.
The real red pill is that 80% of people are irredeemable. The real red pill has nothing to do with them, they trying to control us, the Jews, Israel, the moon landing, aliens. The real red pill is that 80% of the population is irredeemable. The population is unthinking. They are beyond saving.
You know what? Fuck it. Let's make fun of them.
Pregnant women don't want to hear that you're not supposed to take Tylenol, honestly, because Trump said it. The other day, I saw a pregnant woman taking Tylenol, and I go, hey, you shouldn't be doing that. And she started yelling all this liberal shit at me like, I'm not pregnant. And stop asking me for milk, you know. And so it turns out she was just fat, which RFK was supposed to fix that too. And I've been going around the country, and he hasn't made a dent. Can you imagine being a kid in 10 years, autistic, and then you have to turn on? You're just watching a video of your mom being like, ah. You're just playing with your trains like, Mom, who's Trump?
Holy fucking shit.
That reminds me of my favorite Homelander clip.
Don't come any closer.
Life is a precious gift. To throw yours away would be a real slap in the Lord's face, don't you think? You don't want to go to hell for all eternity, do you?
I'm Jewish.
You know what, Chelsea? I think you should jump.
I don't think I want to.
You don't want to? Why don't you show a little follow through, Chelsea? Jump.
Please, I just want to get down.
I'm not suggesting anymore. Jump.
I'm still here, I'm still nailed. I'm the greatest out of haters, said I would be no good. I'm still driving down this crazy, shout out Boston on the daily, baby. I'm still repping my hood. I'm still here, I'm still nailed. I'm the greatest out of haters, said I would be no good. I'm still swinging, making hits, laying singles, staying rich, baby. I'm still slanging that wood. I'm still getting better with time, like a fine wine. Back down, get a bottle. Now they all seem to find time. Used to have mans and plans, somehow they cancel now. Whisper like, nah, he cute, he kinda handsome now. I'm just flexing for all my exes, living reckless. Told my old girl Mercedes to keep the Lexus. Told Alexis I moved to Texas. Told Pearl to keep the necklace. Told Alicia I'm moving down to the Keys. Boy, my checklist full of boxes checked up with all these exes. They said I'd never check. The underdog is still trying to prove he's the better bet. Still dropping bangers and classic lines they ain't never said. Still keep my hood on my back like Bill Belichick. Master of my craft, man, I knew this shit was hard, but I'm just seeking a happy ending. Don't do that, Chris. Still the greatest unknown rapper that's doing it. Still pulling snips off of this music. Here's my newest shit. I'm still nailed. I'm the greatest out of haters, and I would be no good.
Sometimes I wish you could talk. Look, a shooting star. Coco, you're changing. Coco, speak.
You know, I didn't do that for months. I didn't drop a bomb on Paris. I asked for surrender 5 times before we attacked Warsaw. Everything was refused.
All right, welcome back to Stoop the Podcast. I am Stoop the Rapper, and I am not a rapper. We've got a great show for you tonight. Thanks for tuning in. A lot has happened since our last broadcast. Jimmy Kimmel came back we will not be covering it. More importantly, Steven Crowder came back with his Change My Mind on college campuses. So shout out to Steven. It does take some real balls in today's culture, especially after what just happened to Charlie Kirk, to put yourself on the line like that. Obviously, he has a crazy amount of security and bulletproof glass and all that, but still, props to Steven. I watched both parts. Definitely check it out. We'll include a clip later. I think the biggest takeaway to me was the both sides thing, right? It's I've had a lot of conversations with my liberal friends over this. It always seems to be, hey, did you see this? Look at how bad this is. Yeah, well, it's both sides.
Do you think that maybe when one side is being hunted, let's make no mistake, Charlie Kirk was hunted. When people showed up to my house to try and kill me, I was being hunted, right? Any conservative here is one viral tweet, one effective video away from being hunted.
Yeah.
Do we think that when that happens and we peacefully mourn the loss of one of our peaceful leaders, and we are still approached with violence at memorials and at vigils with desecration, do you think that maybe the both sidesing it, saying it comes from both sides, is actually more harmful than productive? Because it lets the side that's responsible for it off the hook, the clear aggressor.
So I think it's more harmful to say that it's both sides.
Do you think it would be more helpful to call the left out and say, hey, you guys have been saying fascist, you guys have been saying Nazi, you guys have been saying genocide, sexist, and people believe it, and we're seeing political violence now that we both hate. Do you think that calling them out aggressively, rhetorically, might be more productive than saying, well, I guess it happens on both sides right now?
No, I don't, because it kind of reminds me of therapy, where it's not necessarily helpful to point the finger in ways that are counterproductive. Not that I'm not opposed to holding people accountable, because that's a different thing.
No, I understand.
So,
let me ask.
In other free speech news, not sure if you've been keeping up with the TikTok sale, the forced TikTok sale to basically Israel.
The Prime Minister of Israel, who says this is the most important deal ever. My best friend bought TikTok, the only platform that was criticizing our war. This is an awesome development. Why do you think he said that? And he described the acquisition of a social platform like TikTok as another front in his war. Why did he describe it as such? What are the other fronts in the war? There are 7 fronts. Israel is fighting in Gaza, the West Bank, Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, Yemen, and Iran. They're fighting on 7 territorial fronts in the Middle East. They're fighting Hamas in Gaza. They're fighting Palestinian Islamic Jihad in the West Bank, Hezbollah in Lebanon. They're fighting the Shiite militias in Syria and Iraq, the Houthis in Yemen, and they're fighting the Iranian regime in Iran. Those are the 7 fronts. He said the 8th front is social media, American social media, because it is on American social media where the American public talks about whether the United States should give Israel weapons, the weapons they use to fight on all the other fronts. That's why it's part of their war. That's why it's the 8th front in their war.
In more completely coincidental news, absolutely no way this has anything to do with anything I just said. They have now started blocking the juice emoji on TikTok because apparently a lot of people would use the emoji as juice sounds apparently like another kind of word that represents a certain people. I don't know. I don't hear a juice. I can't imagine what it is, but it must just be a total, complete 10,000% coincidence that they have blocked that emoji. Has absolutely nothing to do with the sale.
You may not care about Israel, but Israel cares about you. They care about your For You page. They care about your timeline. They care about what you think and whether you support them. And when you don't like Israel, they really don't like that.
Personally, I think Israel is our greatest ally. And I don't think we give them enough money, if I'm being honest. Like, what do we give them? Like 30 to 50 billion a year? I mean, that's it? Are you kidding me? I think they should get all of our money and then like just give us back what they don't need. Personally, that's what I think. And if you disagree, I gotta say I think you're raging anti-Semite, and we don't stand for that here on Stoop the Podcast. I think we need to give them more weapons. I think they need more weapons. I mean, I wish I could enlist, but I'm not Jewish, but I wish I was. Maybe I'll convert.
Be a real slap in the Lord's face, don't you think?
Anyways, we're going to keep this one pretty brief tonight. I'm going to include some clips here I'd love for you to watch. Please like, subscribe, or whatever. We'll come back bigger and better next episode. Thank you for watching. Praise God. And we'll talk to you next time.
Liars like Kash Patel and Donald Trump, what they need to do is keep us divided. The same thing like Joe Biden and the Democratic Party. They need to keep half the country hating the other half of the country. And if you think that the workers are the problem, because that's what half the country is, if you think they're the problem, you've been propagandized into being hoisted on your own petard. And just keep that in mind. If you find yourself hating half the country, you're being propagandized, you're being distracted against the powerful people screwed you over once again. And no matter who you vote for, you get John McCain.
All these people think, well, it'll just, I don't care. People go, I'm from the right. It'll come from the right. It'll silence everyone I don't like, and which you shouldn't want anyway. But it will never work like that, because what is left and what is right isn't fixed. It's changing. It's changing. 3 years ago, the right wing solidly supported Israel. Right now, they don't. 3 years ago, it was unthinkable for a majority of the right to have turned against America's funding of Israel. Now you are seeing people under 40 on the left and the right agreeing that America should not be funding whatever the hell Israel's doing. Building, Las Vegas on the Gaza Strip. Nobody's in for that. Nobody's in for that. When the Israeli finance minister comes out and goes, hey, we spent a lot of money on the war. We got to get paid back a little bit. We're doing a real estate project. It's on Trump's desk. It's all fine. People under 40 are going, hey, man, I can't own a house. I can't pay back my student loans. Why are my tax dollars funding you guys going and building Miami in Gaza? Who's that for? Who's that for? And why are people funding it? If you work at a 7-Eleven for 12 hours a day, on your feet, dealing with every drunk who walks in, grabbing, they want a pack of cigarettes, they want this, they want a hot dog, they want, you got protein bar, whatever. And you do that job, which is not an easy job. Whatever job you do, but think about that, and you're getting paid whatever. I don't know what 7-Eleven pays, but let's imagine it's not ideal. Your tax dollars are going so that real estate developers can build luxury condos with like floating bathtubs in Gaza. There's no way anyone elected Trump for this. There's zero possibility that people elected Donald Trump so that their tax dollars could go to luxury real estate development in Gaza or in Qatar. There's zero way that any of this, take a look at that. To be fair, it does look nice. To be fair, it's a little bit of an AI rendering. But nobody elected him for that. And now if you criticize that, they'll take your visa. If you're a foreign student, they'll just shut you down. So shut the fuck up, get out of here.
What do you think about between the two communities, Muslim and Jews? Which one concerns you more?
Jews, for sure.
Tell me why.
More powerful. They're more powerful.
So more powerful in a way, you're talking the fact that they have money, finance, Hollywood. Is that what you're?
Yeah, they have more position in American society.
And how do you think they got that?
I think they got it because they're they are extremely connected. They're a transnational entity. You know, this is how the Rothschilds got started. Their superpower is that they live everywhere, and they have their Jewish identity supersedes their local identity. So a Jewish person in America or in Germany or in France or in the UK, they can all talk to each other and work together.
Do you
And
think that's a bad thing?
not in and of itself. It is detrimental for America, though.
What's wrong with them winning at the highest level?
Well, I agree with you that it is remarkable, and it is actually ominous how much they've achieved. Here's the problem, though. America's an open society. You know, the premise of this country is it's self-government, of, by, for the people. There's a slight egalitarian idea that we are all citizens, and our government is going to be comprised of the citizenry of America. That's deeply embedded in who we are and in our government and our whole system. But if society becomes, American society in particular, a place where every group is ganging up, well, we're the whites, we're the blacks, we're the Jews, then I think what America is starts to come apart, and it turns into kind of like a bit of a politicized race war. And I think that you either have to have a society where everybody gets to play by those rules and everybody could be pro what they are, or everybody is assimilated and we're all Americans. And that's why I say it's detrimental, is that if Jewish people are Jewish first, not of, by, and for America, but of, by, and for the Jewish nation, this is problematic when they're in positions of power, because are they looking out for all of us, or are they looking out for themselves first? And when you look at the Israel policy, that's where people start to say, I think you're looking out for yourselves first. I think you're biased. And unfortunately, you're using the public purse and American soldiers to fight your own battles. And that's the problem. It's not, I don't have hatred for them. I don't have a problem with them in themselves or even what they do. It's just that with our system, that doesn't work.
And that's the way the news goes. I just got bored. Everybody out.